Hey guys, ForTheAfro Reviews here, and today I'll be reviewing chapter 903 of One Piece, and wow, this one was incredible. This is an awesome chapter, so much content packed in here and so many cool things, so let's jump right into it. First things first, we got the cover of Shonen Jump was One Piece this week. We had Cobra, Vivi, and Luffy all rocking out on the cover. Luffy has the X on his arm and whatnot, shouts out to the Alabasta arc at the end of it, and, the bond between them and whatnot. That's cool to see, pretty simple there. The cover story continues with the Yonta Maria fleet, Captain Orlumbus, the 7th member of the Grand Fleet. He has, the majority member of, the fodder members of the Grand Fleet here. I think he has, 4,300 of the 5,600 subordinates of Luffy right now. So, in my mind, he's the fodder king. He is the king of fodder, and that's fine. That's not an insult at all. Go him, we need fodder, so, I'm glad he's there. His Jolly Roger looks like just a normal skull and crossbones coming out of an egg or something, and then a big 4 above him, and all the other ships have 3, which I think is funny. Those San Maria, and then Yon Maria. Yeah, it's a joke on the Christopher Columbus ship, I'm pretty sure. So starting the chapter proper, very first thing, we're on the Sunny, and we get the revelation that Sanji has a raid suit, guys. Niji gave he gave Luffy, I guess, he put it in Luffy's pocket a raid suit, and Luffy found it in his pocket and was like, oh my god, and then Sanji, doesn't want to use it. He wants nothing to do with the Vinsmokes or Jerma or any of that, and doesn't want to even be associated with them, despite it being an amazing technology. But everyone else seems really on board, especially Luffy and Chopper, who just want to see it. They want to see how cool it is, because they know he'll be shoot lasers and cool stuff, and I gotta agree, I want to see how cool this suit is. Sanji, in and of himself, I don't think needs one for a lot of fights. Majority of fights, he can curb stomp an enemy with just his feet and body and stuff. And I think that's part of what makes him so cool. But against a Yonko commander or really, really high up members of these crews and these big new threats they're facing, I can see him being pushed to need it. I just hope that beforehand Oda establishes some more base level Sanji combat feats, because we didn't get a lot of those in Whole Cake Island. And I for people to stop underestimating Sanji as he is, instead of being oh well, now we need a suit to fight anyone, because he doesn't need it. He just it's just cool, and it's gonna be awesome when he does use it. Right after this, we see that Nami, she's saying hey, don't make fun of technology. That's what my climate attack is, and blah blah blah. And then we see Zeus just pop out of there like a freaking Pokemon. He just jumps right on out of there, and Zeus just lives into the climate attack now. We definitely kept him. I thought maybe he drifted off screen or something, or he's gonna end up back at Big Mom and just be in trouble. No, he's with the Straw Hats, guys. Zeus for Nakama, straight up. It's awesome. Zeus is gonna be a huge power up. Nami serves as sort of she doesn't have a lot of defenses, but her attacks are insane, and Zeus is only going to augment that further, she's min-maxing her stats here, let's be real. Giving us no rest at all, we then get the reveal of new bounties, one for Sanji, who is now 330 million berry, which is higher than Zoro. Heck yes. I don't really think Sanji did anything in this arc to earn that bounty as compared to Zoro. Marine saw Zoro cut a mountain into little pieces, while Sanji, he did some stuff in the whole Cake, don't get me wrong, but he didn't cut a mountain into pieces. He didn't do anything on that level. So I can see, the feat-wise, Zoro's still definitely above him, and I think he's still above him in a combat way, but I like that his bounty's higher. Go Sanji, he deserves that little win. Even if his bounty poster does say Vinsmoke Sanji, which he's not excited about, that also means that the world will now know that Sanji's a Vinsmoke, and under Luffy, and all this good stuff. Now, Luffy's bounty increased. He's mad because he's my bounty went down, only 150 million now, and oi, Luffy. More on that later. Next, we get some shots of royalty and I think a couple pirates and marines and whatnot. Just hearing the news. The typical around the world kind of thing. And it's being told as if we are actually reading the newspaper. We're reading what Big News Morgans is writing, and he is hyping the hell out of Luffy. It's awesome, and it's really, really, really needed. Luffy, he was being called a rookie before this, even though, I guess, in time-wise, he was a rookie, but, when you think about, what he's done, he wasn't really a rookie by the time, after the time skip, and he was still being referred to as one, and, Big News Morgans took care of that. He's no way. First, we see Fishman Island. They are all talking about how now that Straw Hats and Big Mom have have this clash and whatnot, and Jinbei is now allied with the Straw Hats. They're gonna have to use their Jolly Roger instead of Big Mom. So Luffy got his first official territory, and he didn't do anything. I guess he said it's gonna be my turf. I'll take it from you, Big Mom, back in Fishman Island. But I bet you $1 million he forgot about that. He's kind of huh? What? oh yeah, we have to protect them for sure. Like if you remind him, he'll go and like protect them. But I don't think he really cares about having territory. But you know, us fans, I think we care about him having territory, and he has it. He has Fishman Island, such a central, like really strategically placed island, and it's under his control now. Basically, that's really cool. We also see that Shirahoshi is going up to the Reverie. Neptune wanted her to go beforehand, but now it's confirmed. She's like, I don't want Luffy to call me weak next time. I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna do it. So that's really cool to see. I'm glad that she like made that choice herself instead of just being dragged up there. Other royalty that we see react to the news is Dalton from the Sakura Kingdom and Kureha. We see them all being like, yeah, go with them. And then we see Vivi reading it with Karoo. So that's the other royalty we see. Then we see Crocodile reading it, just not much. He just looks like Crocodile, and we see him in the New World. So heck yes, more Crocodile, please. I want him to appear. I thought he'd appear in Whole Cake, to be honest. I thought he'd be part of the underworld. Before we got the underworld brokers revealed, I thought he would be one of those people. That would have been really cool. Anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. Crocodile was there. Go Crocodile. We also see Cavendish and Bartolomeo. So they were like shaded out for whatever reason, but they've received the news. We don't see the rest of the fleet except for I guess the Tontadas because they're in the next scene. The next scene involves Dressrosa and Providence's kings Riku and Elizabello. We saw them in Dressrosa, obviously. They were big portions of that. They're on their way to Reverie. And while they're on their way to Reverie, some pirates spot them, and it turns out that these pirates have actually kidnapped a princess. And early in the chapter, we see Akainu receiving this news that this princess has been kidnapped. He's like reading the newspaper about Luffy, looking really pissed off, and then someone comes in, and he's like, hey, this princess has been like kidnapped. Like they attacked the convoy and stuff, and the king's fine, but the princess is gone. And Akainu's like, what the hell? Why can't you guys protect anything, basically? And then so we cut to here. She's in the ship with them, and they fire this torpedo, and they're planning, to take some prisoners or like take some stuff from these other two ships, from the kings that we know here. And as they fire, we see this figure. This figure turns out to be a marine, and he's like in the water and just like rockets forward, like almost like a fish man, like just like instantaneous acceleration in the water. Catches up to the missile or the torpedo. I'm sorry. Grabs it with his hands and then like redirects it straight up, like before it was at the ship, so it just explodes in the water. And like it's a huge explosion. It was like big enough to engulf both the ships. I don't think anyone would have lived. I don't know how they would have kidnapped anyone, but I guess it's One Piece. Explosions don't work. But so he deflects it straight up, and it turns out this is Kobe. Yes. I wasn't hyped enough. Oh wait, yeah, I was. But here's Kobe. Here's Kobe. In case you need more. I freaking love Kobe. Kobe is one of my favorite characters in all of One Piece. I guess I haven't made like a top 10 characters or anything. Yeah, for anyone watching, Kobe's one of my favorite characters. I love him. I don't see enough of him, and here he is being a freaking badass. Being so badass, in fact. I originally thought, I'm like, oh my god, is this Green Bull? This is insane feats, Then I turned the page, I'm like, holy shit, that's Kobe. He's still a Marine captain. He hasn't gone up since we last saw him, or I guess since we haven't officially seen him in the manga since the time skip. He has gone up, but we knew he was a captain already. And his observation hockey is on freaking point because apparently he sensed this torpedo from his ship, which is still a ways off, then jumped in the water, caught up to the torpedo, and deflected it, all within like a short amount of time. So he's on point. His strength is now catching up to like his willpower, and I think that's going to be crucial. I think along with Smoker, like in the beginning of the series, when we first were introduced to Smoker, I think he's one of the Marines that, like, despite having a lower rank, is much stronger. Like, I think he could easily be like a rear vice admiral. Like, I thought he'd be a rear admiral by now. That seems like a good rank for him, but maybe he'll get promoted. Who knows? Maybe it's one of the things they do in the Reverie. I don't know. They can do all kinds of shit there. So when Kobe's on the ship, he meets Kyros, and he's talking to him, and he notices how strong Kyros is, and I like that simultaneously, Kyros is admiring Kobe, being like, huh, he's pretty strong, and he is not taking credit for deflecting that torpedo, because Kobe casually was just like they were like, oh, I'm glad that missed, and Kobe was like, yeah, me too, I'm really glad that missed, and it didn't miss, obviously, Kobe deflected it, but he doesn't care about that, he just wants to make sure everyone's safe, like the good boy he is. So that is fantastic, love seeing that. We also see him react to the news of Luffy. Rebecca's like reading the paper or whatever. Yeah, Rebecca. Sorry, I almost thought I got her name wrong. No, definitely Rebecca. She's reading the paper, And Kobe comes over, and then he also reads the news. He like puts his glasses on. I almost forget he has glasses because they just look like part of his like bandana like get up thing. Like I forget he needs them to read, But he puts on his glasses and he reads the news. He looks all dorky. I love it. He's like crying and stuff. He's like so excited, but he can't show it. And then like he even has like this embarrassed face later when like Rebecca's saying like, "Oh, you're a fan of Luffy, huh?" And like her and the Tontadas like they know this. So he makes like this dorky face. Like it's almost actually a face Luffy makes sometimes. So yeah. The next people we see get the news are the Yonko. We see all 4 Yonko back to back get the news. First off is Kaido, who is like pissed off that Luffy would start shit with Big Mom when he's like, "You started shit with me, bro. Like, don't be starting shit with Big Mom. You got me to worry about." Then we see a cut of Blackbeard, still in silhouette. We haven't seen him revealed or anything. All of his crewmates also in silhouette. Obviously, Oda's keeping his cards kind of close for that one. I can tell he's excited to make the big reveal. Like, here they are after the time skip, the newest emperors. Yeah, ha 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 ha, or whatever, But you can see that he has a beard in his silhouette. Like you can see, like it's like right here, like you're on out, So at least he has a beard now. That makes more sense because when he was first introduced, he only had stubble, like less than I have. So that wasn't very much of a beard. Then we got Big Mom, and Big Mom is understandably livid because she's like, "Who lost? Who lost now?" She didn't lose in a combat sense, and she did kill a bunch of people. Like she put in some work. She probably murdered a bunch of fodder of the Fishman and German armies and stuff. And then Pedro and Pound are gone, and there was casualties to be had. So in her mind, she didn't lose, and she's pissed off about this news. She's out for Morgans and Luffy now. And then after her, for the last Emperor, we see Shanks. Oh, any chapter with Shanks, 10 out of 10, easy. So Shanks is saying that essentially he can meet Luffy soon because he was like, "I can't meet till we'll meet again when we're great pirates," what he said beforehand. And at Marineford, he's like, "I can't meet him right now. Like he's getting there, but not yet." And then like now he's being called the 5th freaking Emperor. Luffy is being called the 5th Emperor. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's hyperbole from the news, Morgans and everything, but just to be referred to as that is insane. It's insane. Go Luffy. Finally, we end the chapter here with the confirmation. Luffy read his bounty wrong, duh, and he actually has a 1.5 billion berry bounty. The highest bounty we've seen in the series, by far. Katakuri's was the furthest, like the highest that we've seen, and that was 1.057 million. Luffy's bounty increased almost by Katakuri's bounty. The second highest bounty just got added on to Luffy's old bounty, basically. Like, what? That's unheard of. His bounty tripled. And at the numbers Luffy was at, that's not normal. That is awesome. Wow. This could be a gauge for around where the Yonko are at. Since Luffy's being referred to as the 5th Emperor, the Yonko could be upwards of like 2 billion or something. Like obviously Luffy wouldn't be right there. I don't think anyone thinks that Luffy's worth quite that much. But he's obviously in the same like range area. He's entering that field, rather than just being like a big time pirate, like Supernova or something. He's getting up there. So this was an awesome chapter, filled to the brim with amazing content. I like the power-ups for both Sanji and Nami. Nami's seems more reasonable, yeah, she took part of a Yonko and stuff, but I don't think it's going to be quite as powerful as if it was in Big Mom's hands, and it's really just going to augment her abilities that she already has. So it makes a lot of sense to me. It does seem like it's pretty OP, but that's the point. She's on the Pirate King's crew, and everyone's really shaping up now. Like, we're all getting into, like, the end game kind of stuff. Like, I'm not saying, like, MLB's going to end anytime soon, but we're gearing up to be in, like, end game level pirates here. So, Nami having this insane, like, firepower makes sense. Especially, like, because now Luffy can ride it like Son Goku. Like, at some point, he is going to ride Zeus like Son Goku. Hopefully in Wano. That'd be great. Sanji's power-up, he's going to be more reluctant to use, but I also kind of like that. It seems like more into his character, because I don't think he needs it. I really don't. Like, he doesn't need it for 90% of the fights he's going to be in. Like, even now, against Yonkos and stuff, well, not against a Yonko, but against, like, Yonko crews and stuff, I think against, like, 90% of the crew, doesn't need it. Against, like, the higher 10%, most definitely going to need it. Like, there's a certain cutoff where it goes from Sanji just curb stomping people to getting curb stomped, I think. I think he's right in that weird frame, if that makes any sense. I'm probably just rambling at this point, but it makes sense to me. I think Sanji's in like a weird power gap area here, and that suit's going to put him over into the upper echelon when he needs it. I don't think he's going to for a while, though. Love the new bounties, Sanji's and Luffy's. Sanji's because it's higher than Zoro's, and he's called Bin Smoke now, which I think is a cool little development. As well as Luffy's because it's freaking huge. I hope Jinbei and Capone also got increases in their bounty. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention, we saw Capone. He was pissed off that he didn't get called the mastermind of his plan. Luffy did. But the Kobe stuff really is what got me. Like, I know everyone's freaking out about the bounty, and I did too. Obviously, you saw me just a little bit in the video freaking out about it, and I should have recorded a live reaction. Honestly, I was freaking out in the moment. But what really got me this chapter was my boy Kobe coming out of nowhere, being raw. Now we've seen him again. He's probably gonna be part of the Reverie. He's heading to like the new Marineford, and probably from there to Mary Joa. I just want him to be in the story more integrally. Like Smoker's more of a force than Kobe is, and I think that's a crime. I really do. I think it's going to be interesting seeing the implications of Luffy being called the quote-unquote fifth emperor. Since it's kind of like hyperbole, he's not really up there. I think he's going to be challenged by a lot more people, and like a lot more like other pirate crews maybe like even want to join him or something. I don't think he's going to let any pirate crew join, but I think maybe more people will want to join him. And also now that the world knows he has 7 crews under him, I think that once those 7 crews make themselves known, it's going to bring a lot more notoriety to them a lot quicker, like just because they're flying Luffy's flag. And that will be really cool to see. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for me. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you're still around. I really appreciate it. Also, just if you're still here, I assume you actually care about my videos a little bit. I have a Patreon account now. It's in the description. Don't feel pressure or anything to give to that. Just thought I mentioned that I have one now. Saving up for new equipment and whatnot. It'd be cool to make one. Anyway, yeah, till next time, guys. I'm so excited to see Reverie continue. So next time, we'll get right back into that. See ya.